So guys, in the third video I would like to show you how a basic adjustment of this Viking 180 is done, and just basic adjustment of the stitch length and the needle position itself, because all the other parts I didn't touch so far. I didn't have to, luckily. And yeah, because whenever you removed one of those shafts or mechanism, then you might have to do an adjustment that the needle position is proper, and stitch length as well. So we start to put the needle to a full up position, just to make sure it will not interfere when we do some adjustments over here, because the needle will go left and right and maybe touch the metal plate over here. What you need is a normal size Phillips screwdriver as usual, and I use the small flat screwdriver, deep socket size 10, and you can either use a deep socket size 5 for the little screws over here, or just a normal socket. And maybe you need long nose pliers to handle the springs. So I mean this kind of springs here, first you start with the camshaft mechanism. So what you can adjust over here is how far the rocker arm will go out if you change the mode, and that's important because the rocker arm gets lifted. I will just like zoom in a little bit. The rocker arm gets lifted if you move the mode selector, and that's important because when the rocker arm goes up and down, it must pass the cams. If you adjust it, make sure that it doesn't interfere but just barely moves over the cams. Otherwise, you get too much tension in the whole mechanism, because over here it's, see, almost all the blade is gone. Just bring it to kind of middle position that it barely fits over the cams but still has some gap play left there. If you have done that, we move to the right side of the machine, and underneath you can see the eccentric mechanism. Here, if you have removed this kind of an arm which drives, this arm gets driven by the rocker arm. See this? So I'm moving the rocker arm. You might have to adjust the eccentric mechanism over here. For that, you can just lose the center screw, and then pull the deep socket over it, and then you later on, if you adjusted it, you can tighten it again. Use the center line stitch mode. So make sure that the needle is in the center position, and then you can bring the needle down. Don't adjust don't switch between the modes if the needle is down. So choose the center stitch mode. Pull the needle down, put the needle down, and then you can adjust with the eccentric mechanism the correct center line of the needle. So make sure that it will fit with the center position of the foot. Then tighten it again, and then usually the needle position, so left and right, is probably adjusted. So next step would be the stitch length mechanism. So you can see it, right? If you use the stitch length lever at the front, you'll see that the stitch length mechanism is moved over here, and if you bring it to number 5, this means the full stitch length, there's a stop, and this stop is adjusted with this little screw over here. So the next step would be to adjust this little screw so that the machine stitches exactly 5 millimeter. To do that, if you have turned it, or if you no clue about the position, just bring it into some kind of a middle position, and then you need to make test stitches actually. Yeah. So, but if you do that, be careful with the power, because all the parts are open. If the machine is going too far or too low, yeah, so means like 6 mm or 4 mm, yeah, you can bring the mechanism down, yeah, by going into the green area just a little bit. So then adjust the stitch length, full stop. Yeah, do like quarter turns. Quarter turns are quite okay, I think. And then again, yeah, and yeah, do it as long as the machine is not stitching the 5 mm. Yeah, so you need the 5 mm. If you have adjusted the correct stitch length, so means the 5 mm. The last thing what you need to do is with this adjustment screw is to start adjust the relation between the forward stitch and the reverse stitch length. Yeah, especially when you use it for the knob hole mode. Yeah, I don't know the exactly word for it. In that case, also bring this adjustment screw, like this position will fit with my machine. Yeah, so bring it into this kind of middle position. Yeah, and then you need to make test stitches again. Yeah, so use the knob hole mode, so 1 and 3, and have a look whether the stitch distance, yeah, between forward and reverse is almost the same. Yeah, if it's not the same, you can try to adjust it. So this adjustment screw is also accessible when the back cover is installed. Yeah, so I would recommend to install the back cover before you work on the machine, or before you do the test stitches. So that's it basically. Yeah, good luck.